Good morning, students. Today we shall revise first chapter of the civics, that is the Constitution. So, what is Constitution? A set of rules according to which country is governed. This constitution is very important for us. Why? Because just suppose if there is no rule, just take the example of your home only. If in your home there is no rule, what will happen? All the working of the home will be up and down. The same thing, think about a country. If any country is not having any rules and regulations, what will happen? All the individuals who are living over there, what they wish, they can do. And what they wish, if they will started to do, law and order will be abolished, living of the common people will be very, very miserable. That's why, for the proper governance of the country, constitution is necessary. And we can say that maximum countries of the world who are independent, they have a constitution. So, at the time of independence only, the political thinkers of our country decided that they will also draft a constitution. So, by the effort of the Constituent Assembly, as well as the members of the drafting committee, our country India got such a superb constitution. Why am I telling superb constitution? About that we shall discuss very soon when we will proceed. So, constitution over. Now, features of constitution. Or don't say constitution, features of Indian constitution. Features of Indian Constitution. Some basic features of the Indian Constitution is parliamentary form of government, separation of power, and the most important, that is the universal adult franchise. One more is there, feature of the federalism. So, first one, parliamentary form of government. In our country, India, parliament consists of two houses. One is the upper house and that is the lower house. We can say Rajya Sabha and there is the Lok Sabha. Now, separation of power. In the case of the monarchy form of the government, in case of the monarchy, we have seen that at that time power was vested in the one hand only. And when power will be vested in one hand, what will be the circumstances? We have discussed in the previous classes. In that classes we have seen that how king was having the supreme power, what decision he has to take without the suggestion with the ministers, he was taking that, and condition of the states were going up and down. But according to the Indian Constitution, power is being separated. That power is being separated in the three organs. That is the legislature, second one is the executive, and third one is the judiciary. These three organs are there by which organs of the government work through. Legislature make the law executive implement that law, and judiciary settle the disputes. Now third one, universal elective franchise, according to this right to vote. In our country India, right to vote is provided to all the individuals, either they are rich or poor, belonging from the upper caste or the lower class, living in the northern India, southern India, eastern part or western part. That is not a matter if their age is 18 or above 18. They have the right to vote. Besides that, one more is federal age. Means our country India is the federation. This is the federation of 29 states and 7 union territories. But now we can say it has reduced to 28 states. Union territory became 9. Why? Because of the abolishment of the 370 and Article 35A. So these are some features of the Indian Constitution. Now, besides that, to safeguard the rights of the individuals who are living within India, our Constitution India has provided some rights to the citizens. There are 6 rights, and that 6 rights are termed under the fundamental rights. There are the 6 fundamental rights which are provided to the individuals of India according to the Constitution. First fundamental right is right to equality. Second one is right to freedom. Third one is right to freedom of religion. Fourth one, cultural and educational rights. Fifth one, right to speech. And the last one, which is also regarded as the heart and soul of all the fundamental rights, that is right to constitutional remedies. So first one, right to equality. All the individuals who are living within India, either they are rich or poor, black or white, belonging from the upper caste or lower class, they are of the government officials or the private one, farmers or anyone, they all are equal before the law. Means in case of the law, equal judgment will be taken for every individual. Second one is right to freedom. Everyone is free. For what purpose they are free? They are free to make the organizations, they are free to criticize the policies of the government, as well as they are free to take education from any institution or reside in any part of the country, as well as to practice, profess and propagate any type of religion. That will come in this also. Right to freedom of religion. All the Indians, either they are belonging from the minority community or the majority community, either they are from the Hinduism, Islam, Christianism, Buddhism, Zoroaster, Sikhism, etc. They all have their right that they can embrace their religion, they can spread the teaching of religion, and if any individual is inspired by the teachings of any other religion, they are free to embrace that, or they are free to accept that religion. Fourth one is cultural and educational rights. According to this right, every individual of the India is free to preserve their cultures. Besides that, they are also free to get education in any institutions which are operated by the government. Any institution can't deny their admission on the behalf of their culture or on the behalf of their ethnic diversity, means birthplace. Right to speech. Everyone is free to speak. to free to speak against the government, free to write any column in the newspaper, magazines or any articles. Last one, right to constitutional remedies. As I have already told you all that this right is regarded as the heart and soul of all the rights. Why? Because if any right among these five is being violated, then people are free to get remedy from the court, means they can file an FIR and accordingly work will be there. So as 6 fundamental rights are provided to the individuals who are living within India, beside that some fundamental duties are also there. Yes. Beside the fundamental rights, fundamental duties are also there which every individual has to follow. First one, they have to respect the national anthem, national emblem and the national institutions. Second one, they have to live in the country with harmony and peace. Third one, they have to safeguard the rights of the individual as well as they have to work in such a way that our country got the economic prosperity. They have to preserve the cultural heritage of the India as well as they have to maintain a clean and green atmosphere in which all Indians can live freely and safely. So this was all about the Indian Constitution. In the next video, we shall discuss about the feature of the secularism, that is the second chapter of the civics. Bye bye my dear students.
Bro,